Welcome to Phrasal Verb Practice. This is the place to learn real English, one phrasal verb at a time. My name is Marissa, and I'll walk you through this learning journey. Hi all, wishing you a great day. We're going to explore and work on the phrasal verb fall through. So let's talk about what fall through means. This phrasal verb really has one main meaning. When we say fall through, we're talking about something that was planned or expected, but in the end, it doesn't happen. Basically, the plan fails or never becomes real. For example, our vacation plans fell through. The deal fell through at the last minute. The meeting fell through because no one was available. Here's the key idea. With fall through, there's always an expectation first, and then something goes wrong and it doesn't work out. Now let's quickly look at how people understand fall through in other languages. In Spanish, it's no concretarse or venirse abajo. In French, it's échouer or ne pas se faire. In Portuguese, não dar certo or fracassar. In Italian, andare a monte. In German, scheitern. In Japanese, shippai suru. And in Chinese, shibai or meiyo shuxian. So when do people usually use fall through? People use fall through when plans are canceled unexpectedly. They use it when deals or agreements aren't finalized. It also comes up when something depends on conditions that aren't met. And very often, it's used when something fails at the last moment. Let's go over a few clear examples. The project fell through because of budget issues. Our dinner plans fell through. The job offer fell through unexpectedly. If the funding falls through, we'll delay the launch. The agreement fell through after more discussions. Now let's talk briefly about the grammar. Fall through is inseparable. That means you can't split the verb and the particle. So these are correct. The deal fell through. Our plans fell through. But this is not correct. The deal fell it through. The structure is simple. We usually just say fall through, no object. All right, now it's time to practice. First, you're going to listen to a short text from everyday life. Then you'll hear another text in a professional or office situation. Are you ready? Let's start. Last weekend started with a lot of plans and a lot of hope. My friends and I had been talking all week about going on a short road trip. We picked the place, shared playlists, and even agreed on who would drive. But on Friday night, one friend called and said his car needed repairs. That's when the whole plan started to feel like it might fall through. On Saturday morning, we tried to save it. Someone suggested taking the bus instead. Another friend checked ticket prices, but they were way higher than expected. Little by little, the trip began to fall through, even though no one wanted to say it out loud. Later that day, I had lunch plans with my sister. We were supposed to meet at our favorite cafe. Right before I left the house, she texted me saying her kid wasn't feeling well. Of course, I understood, but those plans also fell through, and suddenly, my afternoon was wide open. In the evening, I decided to cook dinner and invite a neighbor over. I had everything ready, but then the power went out in our building. I laughed and said, "Well, I guess dinner is going to fall through too." We ended up ordering sandwiches once the power came back. On Sunday, I tried one last plan. I told myself I'd wake up early, go for a walk, and finally clean the apartment. But when the alarm rang, I turned it off and stayed in bed. Even my simple plan for the morning fell through. By the end of the weekend, I noticed a pattern. Big plans fall through. Small plans fall through. Sometimes it's disappointing, but sometimes it's just life. And honestly, once I stopped fighting it, it felt okay to let a few things fall through and just enjoy a quieter day. Great. That was the first text. How many times did you hear the phrasal verb of the day? Now, let's move on to the second text. The week started with a lot of energy because our team was preparing for a new client project. We had meetings, timelines, and clear roles. Everything looked solid. But by Tuesday afternoon, one key approval didn't arrive, and we all felt the project might fall through. On Wednesday morning, my manager sent an email saying we should keep moving forward, but also prepare a backup plan in case things fell through. During our check-in call, we talked openly about the risks. No one was panicking, but we all knew that one missing signature could make months of work fall through. Later that day, the client asked for changes to the budget. That's when the original proposal officially fell through. We stayed calm and worked together to adjust the numbers. Even then, there was still a chance the whole deal could fall through if the client wasn't satisfied. By Thursday, another issue came up. Our main supplier couldn't meet the deadline. Without them, part of the schedule would fall through, and that would affect the rest of the team. We had a quick meeting, shared updates, and reassigned tasks to keep things moving. On Friday morning, we finally got the client's response. For a moment, it looked like the agreement had completely fallen through. There was a long pause in the meeting while everyone read the email. Then my manager smiled and said we still had a chance if we moved fast. We worked through lunch, fixed the final details, and sent a revised proposal. By the end of the day, the client confirmed they were on board. After all the worry about things falling through, the project was back on track. As we wrapped up the week, my manager thanked the team. She said projects fall through sometimes, and that's normal. What matters is how you respond when plans fall through, and how well the team works together to keep things from completely falling through. Great! That was the second text, and that's all for today. Thank you so much for following this channel, and we'll see you next time. Bye-bye.